California had a chance to propel themselves into the forefront of the ACC championship picture, and they blew it. Now, we can talk about the refs and whatever, and that targeting call or the illegal men downfield on that last touchdown play for Miami, but not being able to run the ball when you can. When Cam Ward, I guess, is under duress, and they did a really good job of putting him under a lot of duress early, he sometimes makes mistakes, and they capitalize on those mistakes, but fourth quarter Cam Ward this season is something else right now. He is unbelievable. Uh, when the fourth quarter rolls around, man, Miami's still undefeated now. They're still undefeated. And Miami's schedule the rest of the way also they don't get Clemson, right? I mean, Miami, their path is very clear to make the ACC championship. It is just, are they going to Mario Cristobal this thing and tank a game they shouldn't? But here's the thing. Those two games that they won, these last two games, Virginia Tech and California, those are games that they lose 10 times out of 10 in the past with Mario Cristobal. And on the flip side, you can talk about the refs, sure, whatever, okay? But those are games that they normally lose, and they found a way to win those games. That means something, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is part of the process in looking better as a program. It's massive. I think also that's the difference that Cam Moore makes, right? He obviously didn't look great in the first half. He had the interception, which was just an awful, awful throw, trying to push, trying to press, down 11 at halftime. And then all of a sudden, he just goes on a tear. Four straight touchdown drives. They were like seven, they were like 8, 9, or 8. So 12, 11, 9, and 6 plays. And they were quick hitters. They were exactly what they needed. It was awesome. It was super impressive. You mentioned the resilience there. I mean, you got to love it, right? Going across the country. Game day atmosphere, incredible. The football atmosphere, incredible. The stadium. And you get down early, and they keep piling on in that third quarter. And no, we're not going to throw this away. This is where Miami football, we're going to continue to play and push. And this is 2 straight weeks now, like you said. They face a lot of resiliency, which I'm glad they are, because honestly, looking at their schedule in the ACC, there's not a ton of resilience, maybe resistance that's kind of left on their schedule. So it's good to get these close games, good to get your back against the wall sometimes and learn who you are as a football team. As for Cal, though, I mean, my goodness, man, you should be 5-0 right now. These past 2 weeks have been past 2 games, excuse me, past 3 weeks, if you count their bye week, have been brutal. And obviously it's encouraging because you've been outplaying, right? I think outplaying these teams with more talent than you and across the country over in the state of Florida in your first year in the ACC, but now you dropped to 1-2, or 0-2, excuse me, 0-2 in the ACC. And yeah, it's just kind of not ideal, I think, especially if you were trying to build momentum. And all of a sudden you look at some of the teams left on your schedule that looked like easier games early in the season. Pitt, SMU, Syracuse, right? These teams are playing good football, and you're gonna have to win a couple other games to make a bowl game to get to 6, 7, 8 wins like you wanted to as a Cal Bear fan. But yeah, Jaden Ott, 7 attempts. I know Miami's got a good front. I know he does. I know he had a good plan for him out of the backfield. But what is that about? Well, Javion Thomas, 7 attempts, right? How can we not run the ball when we needed to? It's disappointing, very disappointing. Obviously for Cal, good that they were in a spot to where they were up 25 against Miami, but again, it just makes that hurt that much more, I think, when it comes back to it.